You're watching the Cowboys Report. I am Tom Downey, a Mailbag. We do them every week here. Today's version was filmed on Monday. It's a tight turnaround this week, so a little bit lighter before game day videos, right? Just makes sense. Answering your questions, beginning with a super chat that came in, I should say, from Manuel Frias. I think I got your name right. If it's not Manuel, I'm very sorry. I know we're not supposed to celebrate players' injuries, but in regards to Lane Johnson out for the year, how about them Cowboys? I'm not going to celebrate because it's an injury. I don't like it at all. I hope Lane Johnson ends up being able to recover and is fine and everything. On-field-wise, that is a significant loss for Philadelphia. I will not be celebrating injuries, though. I don't think that's right at all. Just the King, Sean Payton is going to want some roster control, though. Just the King is right. Sean will want control. Now, the question is, when Sean sits down with Dallas, hypothetically, is it we're going to give you a lot of input, or does Sean want to be, I am in charge? Because remember who the deciders of this organization are right now. Yeah, Jerry's involved, but Will McClay and Stephen Jones have a ton of the roster control from who they draft, who they pay, what the contracts look like. Sean's going to want to have a lot more input than Jason Garrett and Mike McCarthy have had. Now, they will give him some, but how much control does Sean Payton want? Does he get to be the decider now? Does he get to have a very strong voice? Is he willing to work in a collaborative environment like the Cowboys have done for a long time now? And if Sean wants full control, Will McClay and Stephen Jones might not like that as much. They might push more for someone like Dan Quinn. It's a very fair point, Just the King. I think the ideal outcome is you allow in the Bill Parcells mindset, the cook to have input on what the groceries are before he has to go, but you don't always want the cook itself to make all the decisions because, well, sometimes he might not be the best with, say, a budget. So input, yes. How much control? You got to get together and meet with those two and figure it out. Shane Amick, besides cornerback 2, what's the biggest concern moving forward? I mean, it kind of ties into cornerback 2. Where'd your pass rush go? That's not really a great standpoint. Here's perfect timing. Edited functions. Where did the pass rush go? I agree. I like beyond cornerback 2 and your first down runs, the pass rush disappearance is a big-time red flag for me. Last 3 weeks, 1 sack. Micah Parsons' sack, he's got a hit and 11 hurries. Tank Lawrence has 9 hurries. Dorrance Armstrong, Dante Fowler have 7 hurries. That's less than 3 hurries per game. Now, look, part of it is teams getting rid of the ball quickly, and I get all of that. That's all fair and valid. And I get that Armstrong and Tank are banged up, but Dorrance thought his worst game of the year last week against Philadelphia. He was a complete non-factor in that game. Now, he was banged up. I get it. I got to figure it out on defense because, yeah, you're forcing turnovers, but your defense the last 3 weeks has not remotely lived up to expectations. I'm hoping that they carry over the late game stops that really helped you win that game. Hope that carries over. Got to see it some first here. So do you trust the Cowboys defense? Y for yes, N for no. It's the pinned comment on today's video. So if the ad break comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and let me know. Gary the Snail, safe to say the DQ staff and Kellen staff look familiar if they get hired? It's a good question. Some of the offensive staff is tied in pretty closely with Kellen Moore. I think both staffs would have some poaching. Now, Dan's got a bit more broad of a relationship-based build-up with just other coaches, other jobs he's had that Kellen doesn't really have. I'm very curious how that staff would look. It might be a situation where the offensive staff for Kellen looks pretty similar or similar-ish with some similar overlapping hires. Like you want some experience for Kellen. Dan's going to want to hire an OC to give him kind of control, and Kellen's DC would probably have a lot of just pure control over that side of the football. So I think there would be some overlap, and I think you would lose some assistant coaches as well. From Tyler, bigger need for the Cowboys defense, a reliable cornerback 2 or a better pass-rushing, run-stopping defensive tackle. I think if you could get a dynamic player at one of those spots, I would take the defensive tackle. The Cowboys have really missed that interior pocket presence. I remember someone asked me after Osa had that big game a few weeks ago. I'll go back and double-check which game it was. But someone had asked me, is this the Osa Odigizua breakout game? It was against, maybe it was against the Bears when he had a couple, or maybe it was against the Rams. I think it was the Rams game. He had a bunch of quarterback hits. He had 2 TFLs, and he had a sack in that game as well. Since then, Osa has 2 TFLs, 6 QB hits, and 2 sacks. He's gone quiet. I think it was the Week 5 game. You're not getting that dynamic interior presence. I would prefer that elite option. If I wanted just a steadying presence of the two, give me the corner, because I just need a steady cornerback too. I don't need the same high-end player, because I got one of those already in Diggs. Zeno saying, who do you least want to play in the NFC Championship? I'd say the Niners. It's Niners or Eagles for me. I think both teams are a bad matchup. I think the Niners matchup, I'm less scared than when they had Jimmy Garoppolo, but Purdy makes plays on third downs. Like that, the Niners style is not a good matchup, where they have a great defense, they can run the football effectively, and they're awesome on third downs. That's what's killed the Cowboys' defense for a couple years now, frankly. Now, differing levels of it. I'd probably go Niners, Eagles, and given history, probably Bucs and Packers, because bad man at quarterback. Kind of my mindset. Today's show is brought to you by Fetch. Fetch is super easy to use and a free app that lets you earn rewards on literally anything that you buy. Scan any physical receipt or e-receipt, and you will earn points for your purchases. Process takes only seconds, as you can see right here, by the way. You don't have to worry about where the receipt is from or what's on it. So let me show you how simple it is. Open up the Fetch app, press the orange camera button, and snap a photo of your receipt. Hit submit, and you'll see that confetti pop showing you've earned more reward points. It is that simple. You can also click the e-receipt function and get rewarded for your Amazon purchases or other online shopping by syncing your email account. You can then redeem those points for gift cards at Amazon, Starbucks, or any of the hundreds of retailers and restaurants that are available on the Fetch app. It's available on iPhone and on Android. Use our link, chatsports.com/fetch, and enter promo code CHAT, C-H-A-T, at sign up for 5,000 bonus points once you scan your first receipt. It's the equivalent of a free $5 gift card to get started. It's a free app, but the bonus points is only available for a limited time. Get started now. Chatsports.com/fetch. Enter promo code CHAT. The link's in the comment section and the description of today's show. Chatsports.com/fetch. From Chris B., let's say we barely win the wild card game and then lose by 10 in the divisional round. What do you do then? I would want to know how you lose by 10. Like, if you lose 17-3, I'm going to blame the head coach for that one. If you lose, 37-27, it's like, the defense sounds like it didn't help you out enough there. I would want to see how it happened, but if I lose by 10 and sneak by the wild card game, I will consider at that point still trying to fire Mike. From Vince, honestly, we are locked in for the 5 seed. Rest the starters, especially the defensive stars. We won't beat the Eagles with Hurts or the Niners with that performance on defense. I agree with you that you're not going to beat the Eagles or Niners with that performance on defense. You've got to be better. The turnovers are great. You take away the turnovers. Actually, I have the numbers here. Last 3 weeks where the defense has given me my pauses for concern. In terms of EPA, which, what is your performance doing to impact the results there? And that includes turnovers. They are 21st in EPA per play, which means they're getting beat on defense and getting saved by turnovers. Without the turnovers, they're a bottom 3 defense right now. Now, the turnovers help it avoid being bottom 10. You got to be better there. I completely agree. I have some faith in that they will, because I trust Dan Quinn more than I trust Kellen Moore. But I'm not going to rest my starters right now, because I know they're banged up. They got to get some confidence going too. You're still alive. Go beat Tennessee. If the Eagles beat the Saints, then rest them in Week 18. At that point, I'm fine with it. But I'm not going to rest until I'm out of it to win the division. I'd rather have the home game, for me at least. King Trail, I don't want any smoke with Tampa Bay in the first round. May not have a choice, though. Probably going to be Tampa. We are all Panthers fans this weekend, but I'm not going to get my hopes up. Brokoff, the Cowboys hire Shane Steichen for that coach if Sean Payton goes elsewhere. Look, here's my mindset. Do a real search. If you fire Mike McCarthy for the first time in a very long time, do a real search. You should interview Shane Steichen, if only to get some insight into that organization. It's what the Eagles did with Kellen Moore, basically. They brought him in for a meeting. They, of course, went in a different direction, worked out pretty well for Philly. You should at least interview him. I would probably prefer Dan Quinn over Shane Steichen because I think Quinn's a bit more proven as a coordinator, but that's the thing, right? Coordinator doesn't necessarily directly result in great head coach. So interview people, and maybe one blows you away and you're convinced he's your guy. Don't interview the bare minimum and then make a hire this time around. And Shane Steichen should be on your interview list. From Mark, is TY Hilton the wide receiver 3 now? I don't know. He played a handful of snaps against Philadelphia. Looked pretty good to me out there. I would like to continue to get him involved and get him the football and make big plays. I don't think Noah Brown's making that catch. And that's the funny part. That play call was the exact same play the Cowboys ran on 3rd and 10 against the Jags. Now, the difference is T.Y. Hilton can go run underneath it and catch it, and Noah Brown was more back shoulder, couldn't bring it in because it's a different play style there. It's the longest pass Dak has ever completed, by the way, in his career, air yards-wise. Same play. 3 verts, max protect with tight end and backfield in there. And T.Y. made the play. So, of the two, if I need a play, I'm going to T.Y. before I'm going to Noah Brown. That's just my mindset. What do you guys think? T.Y. for T.Y. Hilton, NB for Noah Brown. Some super chats coming. Let's get to these here. From Yika. Hey, Tom, hope you had a Merry Christmas. Thank you. Hope you did too. Notice the Cowboys have been penalized 1,000,000 times in the past few weeks. I am not doing many push-ups. I know that. Hope that continues. Hope it does. Dwayne Porter. Hope the Cowboys go after Deron Payne in free agency. Cowboys need to get some dynamic. Micah, your thoughts? I would love it. Fits exactly what I covet. He's a fatty, great run stopper, and can bring you pocket presence and push and penetration and all that good stuff there. I would love Deron Payne, but I know how the Cowboys spend. I wonder if it'll be a bit too much. Gotham Guy. It might be early. How would you grade our 2022 draft picks? Other than Smith and splash of Ferguson, no one else has made a difference. I think Sam Williams has made a difference for you, and Deron Bland has been awesome for you as a rookie pick. Now, Jalen Tolbert has been a big-time disappointment. Matt Waletzko's been hurt, so he's kind of getting an incomplete. Devin Harper's on IR. They cut John Ridgeway. I think Damone Clark has been a decent player for you, even though he's still young. So I'm actually pretty pleased overall with the draft class so far. Emotep, a.k.a. Rich Kaufman, Get Coach Primetime. I am excited to see Deion Sanders at Colorado. I don't think he would work as an NFL head coach. What does Coach Prime do so well? Recruit. That doesn't work in the NFL. That does not carry over. So I love Deion. He's a college coach, not a head coach. Dallas Objective says draft Stroud in round 1, trade up. It is Christmas, so I'll be nice. The answer is no. Why would I want to get rid of the quarterback who, since he's come back from injury, is averaging 36 points per game? Better than anyone out there in the NFL. The EPA nerd stuff, it's top 5 production. It's in with all the other guys in the conversation for MVP. Turnovers got to get cut down. If you cut down the turnovers, by the way, and you just keep everything else, if you just take out the turnovers, which you can't do, as an overall sample size, the only quarterback in the stratosphere, stats-wise, is Mahomes. Now, the turnovers are there, so you can't do it, but I'm not trading up for Stroud. I don't think he's even that good. I don't think he's that good. If you're going to go get someone that's Bryce Young, you're right with Dak, unquestionably. From Jack Jackson. Sorry, that's your name. Okay, that was me being kind of mean. Sorry. Should they blow it up if they lose to the Bucs? I'm making changes. I'm firing McCarthy. I'm going to go get somebody else in there because I think it will be a coaching issue as to why you lost that game, and that's my guess. Now, if the defense allows 55 points, I don't think they're going to, you can have a different conversation there, or if the offense has 6 turnovers, you can have a different conversation. But I'll be calling for Mike's head if they lose to Tampa. I will be. So will the Cowboys win a playoff game this season? 1 for yes, 0 for no. I'm going to type in 1 and speak it into existence. From Brokov, if the Cowboys will make the NFC Championship game next year, would you move off Dak to get Caleb Williams? Here's the problem. How are you going to get to the number 1 or number 2 overall pick? I think Caleb Williams is going to be awesome. If you can find a feasible way, and as long as Caleb plays like he does this year, I think that's like okay, maybe it's kind of like the Joe Burrow conversation, right? We had a couple years ago of like, what if you get Burrow? If I get Burrow, I'd probably do it, but I don't know if you're going to be able to. I think that's one of the both sides end up saying no because of the cost. But I think Caleb's going to be a star. Byron Joe David, both QBs didn't play in both games, so call it even. Hopefully both teams beating the playoffs will be at full strength. Byron's right. If you're trying to take a victory lap on one and saying, oh, well, we were hurt for the first one on either side, that's not really fair. It kind of sucks that both QBs were hurt in one of the games, but it does even out. I agree, and I would look forward to a matchup come playoff time, as stressful as hell as that would be.